The guys I've known got two weak points. One is their ego, and I think we all know what the other one is.
Hi, my name is Romey. I write for Film Focus Online, and I had the privilege of watching you in the drama action film Escape, which was fantastic and is now out. So thank you for joining me today so I can ask you some questions.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you, and thank you so much for having me on your show today. And thank you also for watching my beloved Escape movie. We really appreciate your support. And yes, I think it's definitely an action, mad drama and thriller all combined into one.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild ride when I was watching. I was like, oh my God, look at all these beautiful women. I was first of all just like, everyone's so pretty. And then now they're being kidnapped, and now they've all got to fight their way out of everything. I was like, this is,
Oh gosh, yeah.
yeah, full. So much was going on through the whole film. It was really exciting. It didn't feel like I'd watched any time. You know, it just flew by.
Yes, no, I know what you mean. Even for me, having acted in it and knowing what's going to happen, I've watched it so many times now, and I never get bored because it is really just non-stop action and it's just non-stop entertainment. So yeah, it's such an honor to get to act in a movie like that that's been just put together so well, and I think it's super impactful. So it's really good to hear you say that.
Yeah, well, one of my first questions is, you know, the script is quite intense and it follows quite. Well, it's about like female resilience and friendship, sisterhood. So I was going to say, you know, what drew you to the script when you first read it or heard about it? I don't know. I don't know what the process was.
Yeah, so I think initially I loved the element of female empowerment within it. I thought that was handled really well. And I think a lot of sort of horrors or even thrillers that have horror elements can be a little bit misogynistic towards women. Like they can be very stereotypical in the sense that you frequently get just girls as sort of like victims and damsels in distress, like that, covered in blood, scantily clothed, which yes, of course we were definitely scantily clothed in Escape. However, which I was all for, as I really worked out the role. But the good thing about it is it's very much a revenge movie, and I loved the fact that, you know, myself and obviously the actress Sarah Marks, who plays Carla, who I escaped with, we start off as the victims, and then we very quickly turn things around, and we really get our own back on all these horrible men, which are literally the epitome of the most awful men you can possibly imagine on your screen. So I think that's what drew me to it, the way it kind of spun the genre upside down. Obviously, it's not a horror; it's very much an action thriller. But with all the horror elements, I think it was important to see that bit of it very much being turned around, and to have the women as the really powerful female characters, and to watch them, not take things lightly.
Yeah, everybody wants it at the end of the day. You want, like I said, you want some just gorgeous girls kicking butt and being, and yeah, that empowerment, that success. And yeah, there's some really poignant scenes though, especially between you and Sarah's character. I when I interviewed her, I pretty much have the same similar question, which was, you know, there's some really heartfelt moments. And how did you prepare for that as an actress? You know, was there anything that you drew on to get there? Because, you know, they're quite emotional.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we both had really impactful backstories, and yeah, and for mine, I think it really helped to kind of just really imagine that I was the character, and to imagine you know, that I was really going through that, and to sort of really put myself in the shoes of a girl who has very much been in a really abusive relationship and has come out the other side and has kind of found a new form, you know, like a new wave of strength, and has kind of used what she's been through to kind of maybe, like, you know, like to kind of help others, or strengthen certain situations. So I think I very much sort of tried to put my mindset into the character. And also with mine and Sarah's relationship in real life, we did become very close on set, and she's such a lovely girl, and we got on so well. We're now really close friends. So I think we'd already developed a really close kind of emotional, like, you know, like a good connection
Yeah.
So that made it easier as well to convey the types of emotions that we did within the scene, where it was me and her talking about what we've been through and why I wanted to get help and why she wanted to stay. I think us being close anyway and like knowing about each other's lives really helped to make that more
bring it to life,
more genuine. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, and that does very much come across on screen. So that's really nice to hear that you've made that friendship and stuff. It's really nice to hear little things like that, though, from like a behind the scenes kind of perspective, because I know that it was shot quite in a short amount of time, really. So to hear that you were able to make that bond and have that connection and have that come through in the film is really, really good, really, really nice. So, and with the character, did you have how involved were you with the character? Was there any room for like improv or helping with the lines? How was working with the director? What was all that like as an actress perspective?
That was actually such a brilliant part of it for me, because it was actually super collaborative towards the beginning between myself and director Howard J. Ford. I was actually the first actor to be cast in it, so which was really cool.
Yeah.
So, initially, a lot of our ideas we did very much work on together, and I was able to very much give him my suggestions and to put my own kind of input towards certain scenes in terms of what happens in the dialogue. Obviously, Howard, I'm not taking any credit for the production.
No, I'm not stealing your credit.
Howard did do everything. Yeah, Howard did do everything, but he was always very open to my suggestions, and a lot of the things like I wanted to say, he was all for. And it's lovely to work with someone like Howard, who does very much like to hear your own input on things, and he enabled me to be very free within my acting, and that was an amazing chance for me to sort of be more creative and also to see things more from the other side of the camera as well. So that was really awesome.
It's nice to hear you can have that input and have that creative process rather than just being like, here's a script, learn it, off you go kind of thing. And that whole it takes a team to make something like this, and to hear that collaborative stories. Yeah, and it's what audiences want to kind of know as well, and people who are aspiring to be in these kind of films and be actors, and even directors and producers. It's like, it is a massive process where it all comes together. So that's wonderful.
Definitely. And I think that's one of the things that I really love so much about working with Howard. He is very much all about teamwork and like you said, people really working together and kind of channeling ideas and seeing how like a small idea can develop into something massive with with more voices around, like more opinions. And he's so great to work with in that sense. And he also works so quickly, and he thinks really, really quickly, which is always such
you're on your toes.
in that kind of environment. It's always so much fun to work with Howard, because he has an idea and then he's like, okay, let's just go out and do it. So it's always fun, it's always exciting, and he makes it an adventure all the time.
Oh, amazing. Is there any particular like day that stood out for filming for you, or a particular scene that was like maybe your favorite to film, or just the one that's like very memorable?
Oh, absolutely. I won't give too much away in case some of our viewers haven't seen yet. 100% my end scene. I'm obsessed with, like, I just love it. I think
I'm obsessed with myself.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with myself, and that's just kidding. But I literally love this scene so much, and I was so happy when myself and Howard talked about that scene, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I be the one to do it? And he was like, yes.
Can I do it, please? I volunteer.
Yeah, literally. And filming that was just hilarious, because so we'd been filming for the whole day during that day, so it was really late at night, and we weren't 100% sure at that stage whether or not we would film that particular scene on the same day, or if we would need to do it on another day. But myself and Howard were really, really determined that we were going to film it like on that day, because we were just like too excited about it. So
when people watch the scene, you'll understand why.
Yeah,
if you've seen it, you'll know.
You'll know why I love this scene so much. Or maybe I think I'm really weird because I like this scene so much. But either way, But there was this one hilarious moment where, let's just say we lost a certain part of Sean Cronin's anatomy on set, and he's kind of like, we've lost my, you know, you have to watch it to know what I'm talking about, but we lost something very crucial to this scene. Luckily, it was found, so the scene was able to progress. But yes, that was definitely my favorite scene.
Oh, I'm just imagining some
like,
poor soul coming and not realizing that a film crew had been there, and then potentially finding.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Yes,
that would have been a very funny story.
Yes. Yes.
But luckily it was found and you were able to film it, and I fully appreciate that's your favorite scene. Like, so
yes, it was very therapeutic, and it was just a very fun scene.
It was as a viewer, and I remember watching it and going, oh my god, like that just happened.
Yes, it's pretty out there. Yeah, it's probably a unexpected ending per se, which
yes, because you especially as a critic, I try to like kind of guess where things are going, and I'm like, oh, it's heading in this direction and whatnot, and then I didn't guess that. So
good. I'm glad to hear it came as a wonderful surprise.
Yeah, it really did.
That's good to know. Yeah, we were hoping it would be unpredictable. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite. But there's so many scenes that really that I loved acting in. I think another one, I loved the cave scenes. That was so much fun with JP Gates, because there was so much kind of running behind caves and hiding, and then of course the fight scene and the revenge scene, which is another highly impactful one. But all the dialogue scenes I really enjoyed as well. I really did enjoy the scene between myself and Sarah, which I think a lot of people have said they found it that quite heartfelt, and I think that was a nice kind of characterization moment for both of us in the film. So I really enjoyed filming that as well. Everything.
Yeah, they were great. It really not in a bad way. It slowed the pace down and gave the audience time to really invest in the characters. It was kind of needed. You know, you've got all this action, you've got fear, you've got the anxiety, and then you're like, right, we really need to learn a bit about these girls and why they're here and what their intentions are, especially for like the next what happens next kind of thing. So yeah, that definitely was one of the main things that stood out for me, because you kind of want to see that vulnerability, and that's what can lead to empowerment. And sometimes, you know, women don't have to be, you know, kicking, fighting in order to be strong. Those moments of reflection are where people can be their strongest and where you learn and grow. And that was a really lovely moment of the film specifically. So it was lovely.
I really agree with that, and I think that's so important for people to always realize that just showing your vulnerability doesn't make you not strong. It's actually, I think it makes you more strong, having the ability to kind of verbalize how you're feeling and what you've been through, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable is a strength in itself. So I think that was definitely an important thing that Howard also wanted to show within that scene, to give it more of a personalized element.
Yeah, personal touch. Yeah. So for you, and maybe some insight, if you have some from Howard, what do you want audiences to take away when they watch Escape?
I think I just want them to feel really entertained. I feel like I don't want them to take it like too seriously, because although it's definitely delivering very like serious topics, it's also extremely entertaining. So I feel like I want them to go on a really amazing journey, and to, you know, be like, oh my god, like what on earth is going to happen next. I want them to feel like, you know, like excited about what's about to happen within the film, and to go on this journey. But I guess also for many women watching it, to also just remind them as well to be very careful, because although there's lots of lovely men and women in this world, there's also still some very horrible ones. And I think it's sad that we have to think that way, but I think sometimes it's good to be aware of the potential dangers out there, and just to be a little bit careful when you go out, in the sense of maybe letting someone else know your address, someone you trust, whether it's your mother or a friend or whoever you trust, to know where you're going, particularly if it's like late at night and things like that. Also, don't be fooled by handsome strangers. You know, I would never advise any of my girlfriends or guy friends to get in the car with a stranger. I think better to know someone a little bit before you get to a vehicle. So
Yeah.
that's another message. I
Don't
think
go with
that's
anybody.
a
No,
good
it's
one.
lovely because like behind like the because it looks I said to Sarah, I was like, it looks like it was gorgeous to film because it's such a nice weather. It looked very warm, which
Oh
is what
yeah.
we want. But behind that and behind the holidays and behind the is the message of do be careful. And again, that's strength and resilience and sisterhood, and don't kind of put yourself down. You can be strong. You can be resilient. You
Yeah.
can get out of things. And I think that's a really nice underlying message under the action and the drama and the chasing and all that. There is that
No,
message underneath, which is really good.
I think you're so right there. I think that's definitely another super important message, because I think you really watch like sort of what I've gone through in the film, what Sarah's gone through in the film, and then
Yeah.
you see us really just fight back, and it's kind of our subconscious way of putting those things behind us. And I think probably myself with envy, I'm not recommending anyone does that, but the symbolism of that I think is powerful. And also when the film ends, well, people will see when they view it, there's a sad moment as well with Sarah where that's sort of a reflection of her having also put to bed what she's been hanging on to for all those years. So yeah, I think all those things are very important to share. How you can become strong.
Yeah, and that's what gives the film its extra little tick.
Yeah, definitely, and like extra and even
yeah, exactly. And so we'll just put Escape at the side, put Howard at the side for you. What is next in the pipeline? What have you got coming up? What should we be excited for? Anything?
No, I've actually just wrapped 2 more movies, the 3 more movies actually, which is really exciting. So I've just finished filming Hook, which I play a young Wendy in, and that's for ITN. And I've also just finished filming Mermaid's Curse 2, which I play the lead role in as Serena, and that's a horror fantasy mermaid movie, also for ITN, produced by Champ Dog Films and directed by Pilar Malo, who's absolutely lovely and was like a dream to work with. And thirdly, there is, almost forgot the name of them, Meeting Across the River, which is like a gangster crime comedy, and I have a really awesome role in that as well, playing a character called Stevie. And I've just actually finished filming all of them, so that's super exciting. So they'll be out possibly the end of this year or next year. And then as for movies I've already filmed, which are about to be released, we've got Dark Game, which is also directed by Howard J. Ford, actually, funny enough.
Yes, seen it.
Ed Westwick, and that's coming to the UK October 21st, and I play Faye in that movie. So that was a real honor to get to act in a movie, alongside Ed Westwick, and super excited about that. And I'm also currently Bermondsey Tales and A Ouija Castle. They're both already out on YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, Amazon, Apple TV, maybe YouTube, I don't know, and most platforms. So yeah, lots of exciting.
Yeah, some amazing things in the pipeline there. We'll be definitely keeping our eyes out and seeing if we can review anything and speak to you again on these films, because they sound very exciting. Love a good horror. Ready for a good Love it. They sound fantastic.
Yeah. And I play a really bad character in one of my horrors, A Ouija Castle, if you want to check that out. I play Princess Sophia. She's also one of the leads, and she's a really terrible, horrible character. So that was fun for me to play, because I usually get like,
yeah, I must say, it's going to be interesting to watch you as quite a horrible person, especially after meeting you today. I'm going to be like, whoa. No, that's the acting talent. Look at that, my God.
Oh, thank you. But versatility is what I'm aiming for. That was a fun one.
Oh, lovely. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a lovely interview. And for anybody who hasn't seen Escape, go watch it. What are you doing? Go watch it. That's all I could. That's it. You've got the recommendations. Go.
Thank you so much. It's been so lovely to talk to you, and I really appreciate your time. And yes, please, everyone, watch Escape. You're gonna love it.